this is what the sheet arrives from the factory like, with all the ribs partially cut.
The outer edge, the first thing we have to do is to take off these little tabs here, which are the remains of the machining process, which we had to cut through to remove it from the sheet that it arrived in. So the first thing is to get that level before we start cleaning up the edge. So what we've got here is a block of wood. It's a bit small, this one, we could do it a little bit bigger, and some fairly coarse sandpaper. And what we're doing is just carefully rubbing that down. The idea is to wait and get down it is just flush with the edge on either side. We don't want to take anything off the edge either side of it. Very careful. Almost there. It's important to keep checking once you get close. It's very close now, you see. It's also important to make sure that the flat edge of the block is square, not over at an angle like that. So trying to keep this square. As you can see, it's got quite a lot of whiskers.
Let's have a closer look, yeah.
And they've all got to be cleaned up. Very simple to do. I'm using a bit of emery cloth. You could use sandpaper, sort of fine to medium grade. And all you do on these holes is sand inwards with the grain, not outwards, but always in that direction, and then just do that to make a very small chamfer around the edge. If I do the same on the back, you'll see that the result will be very clean. Anyway, see, that's virtually perfect there now. So very little effort, don't overdo it, just enough to take all these whiskers off. Right, when we're creating these tapered ends here, it's very critical, first of all, to make sure that the table is vertical, or right angles to the disc. Okay, and you must check that with a square first before you start. And then we use the taper. So to get the correct taper, we have a gauge here, which we've manufactured. And in the picture there, you can see how it's used to set a guide at the correct angle to the wheel. And when that's all set up correctly, all that's necessary is to feed the strip in here until it reaches, the tip of the strip reaches the end of that guide. And that is the correct taper. Before gluing, it's necessary to clean about 5 millimeters of this surface here to remove any resins and dirt from the wood, so that the glue will make a strong bond. And also we've got to make sure that when the strip goes on here, it's a nice easy fit there instead of being tight. We don't want it tight, but nor do we want it really loose and rattly. So in order to do that, just take a piece of, I've got emery here, but you can use sandpaper, medium, and just fold it round with your fingers and run up and down like this. Okay, can you see that there's a slight change in colour where I've been rubbing it? You see that?
This is the wing rib construction. showing how the clamps hold the capping strips in place while the adhesive dries. These are the clamps that need to be cut out of this strip of wood.